Make sure you save your work. Move on to the family information section. Now this is where you'll see that there's already one entry in the family section. That was from earlier in the first call sheet that we did have a family member carried over. If the informant, the executor, and next of kin are all different, all three would be showing up here automatically. You can make a list of family members and other relationships that are pertinent to the deceased. And as you can see, you can have quite a bit of information for any of these people. Move to the military information section. In this section, we capture the information necessary to print the veteran forms. For time purposes, we're not going to be entering every piece of information here, but I believe once you've looked through this, you'll find it all self-explanatory and see that it is quite detailed. In the life story section, you can add the deceased level of education, career information, special interests, hobbies, any other interests that they have that may be pertinent. You can put in any of these fields here. And some of these are required for some of the forms, some of the state forms, and some of the government forms do ask that. In the services section, this is where you input all the information regarding visitations, wake services, the service itself, clergy, disposition, and receptions. This information will show in the Book of Memories and will be accessible by all visitors. The information is also captured in the management section. In the cemetery section, this is where you put in information on the cemetery if it is required. You can edit the gate, section, lot, gravesite of the cemetery if you do have that information readily available. And you'll also see we have a donation section here. We've already covered this in the consultation section, but by clicking here, it gives you quick access to the donation information that you may have to set up or actually change at any time. In the notices section, to have an obituary posted in the Book of Memories, you can enter it manually. You can use one of the templates provided and fill in the blanks or copy and paste an existing obituary into the box. Also, if you want the obit to appear in the Book of Memories, make sure that the Use Notice as Obituary on Web checkbox is selected. Now, we're going to be reviewing how the templates can be created, edited, along with setting up newspaper insertions in a future webinar. Very detailed information we're not going to go through right now, but we will be covering that in the future. And now we're going to move on to the actual Book of Memories. And first of all, when you're in the Book of Memories, you'll want to select a theme. You can preview all of the available themes as you go through them. They will give you a preview there. If you have pictures to upload to the Book of Memories, you select the Manage Photos and then upload a new photo. You can upload several photos at once or one at a time, whichever you prefer. There's no limit on the number of pictures that can be uploaded to a Book of Memories. And remember that if you want to have a photo of the deceased show on the tribute list in your website, one of the main things we come across, you have to select one photo to be the primary photo. Now, once again, we're going to be reviewing all of the features available in the Book of Memories in a future webinar because they are many, and it would make this section go on for a long time if we didn't cover all the features right now. One section I did want to point out, though, is in the tribute section. This section it will list all the donations, condolences, stories, and candles that have been submitted for a Book of Memories. And we generally get a lot of requests. Somebody, a family member or someone who has submitted the condolence, what have you, they want something changed, they've spelled the word incorrectly, or they want something removed or possibly deleted completely. This is where you would have the option to do any editing or deleting yourself. Anything that was listed in here in the way of a condolence, you will have an edit and a delete button that you can actually do the corrections on your own. Now, once all the information has been entered, you can review the main settings for the record in Edit Record Settings. You have the ability rather to change various settings such as publishing to web, customizing the file number. If you have a specific filing system that you use and you want to change that, you can do that in here. You can alter the deceased military information, the branch that will be handling the service if you have more than one location. It's always good to check this to make sure that everything is entered correctly, and you can do quick changes here too for the whole record if necessary in the future. And that pretty much covers entering a standard record in our system. If you have any questions right now, if you would enter them, we'll give you a few minutes to do that. And of course, if something comes to mind later on, don't forget you can always send us something by email. Just send it to support@frontrunnerpro.com, and we can look it after for you that way. And that will pretty much wrap things up, I guess, for today. We don't have any questions coming through here, but we will leave this open for a few minutes just in case you do have a question and you want to enter it there. Other than that, thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope we've given you some information that you can use and helped out a little bit. And we will keep you informed as to our next webinar, what the topic will be and when it will be. Thank you very much for joining us today.